What up, guys? This is Woofy here. I went on Fiverr and made some people say some tongue twisters. Many of them do some big deals with them. A lot of weird things. Hope you like it and like and subscribe and just see to it. Also, here's an example of tongue twister. How much can a woodchuck chuck than wood that chuck that wood chuck that chuck wood?
Shrewd Simon Short sewed shoes. 17 summers, speeding storms, spreading sunshine successfully. Saw Simon's small shabby shop, still standing staunch. Saw Simon's self-same squeaking sign, still swinging silently specifying. Simon Short, Smithfield's sole surviving shoemaker. Shoes sold super finely. Simon's spry, sedulous spouse, Sally Short, sewed shirts, stitched sheets, stuffed sofas. Simon's 6 stout sons, Seth, Samuel, Stephen, Saul, Silas, Shadrach, sold sundries. Sober Seth sold sugar spices. Simple Sam sold saddles, stirrups, screws. Sagacious Stephen sold silks, satins, shawls. Skeptical Saul sold silver salvers. Selfish Cedric sold salves, shoestrings, stops, saws, skates. Slack Silas sold Sally Short stuffed sofas. Some 7 summers since, Simon's second son Samuel saw Sophia Sophronia Spriggs somewhere. Sweet, smart, sensible Sophia Sophronia Spriggs. Sam soon showed strong symptoms. Sam seldom stayed selling saddles. Sam sighed sorrowfully, sought Sophia Sophronia's society, sang several serenades slyly. Simon stormed, scolded severely, said Sam seemed so silly, singing such shameful, senseless songs. Strange Sam should slight such splendid sails, strutting spendthrift, shattered brain simpleton. Softly, sire, said Sally, Sam smitten. Sam spied some sweetheart. Sentimental schoolboy, snarled Simon. Smitten, stop such stuff. Simon sent Sally's snuff box spinning, seized Sally's scissors, smashed Sally's spectacles, scattering several spools. Sneaking scoundrel, Sam's shocking silliness shall surcease. Scowling, Simon stopped speaking, started swiftly shopward. Sally sighed sadly. Summoning Sam, she spoke sweet sympathy. Sam, said she, sire seems singularly snappy, so solicit, sue, secure Sophronia speedily, Sam. So soon? So soon? Said Sam, standing stock still. So soon, surely, said Sally, smiling, especially since sire shows such spirits. So Sam, somewhat scared, sauntered slowly, shaking stupendously. Sam soliloquized, Sophia Sophronia Spriggs. Spriggs. Short. Sophia Sophronia Short. Samuel Short's spouse. Sounds splendid. Suppose she should say, she shan't. She shan't. Soon, Sam spied Sophia starching shirts, singing softly. Seeing Sam, she stopped starching, saluting Sam smiling. Sam stammered shockingly, splendid summer season, Sophia. Selling saddles still, Sam? Satin, said Sam, starting suddenly. Season somewhat soporific, said Sam, steadily, staunching streaming sweat, shaking sensibly. Satin, said Sophia, smiling significantly. Sip some sweet sherbet, Sam. Silence. 60 seconds. Sire shot 60 sheldrakes Saturday, said Sophia. 60? Shot? Said Sam. Silence. 77 seconds. See, Sister Susan Sunflower, said Sophia, socially silencing such stiff silence. Sophia's sprightly sauciness stimulated Sam strangely. So Sam suddenly spoke sentimentally. Sophia, Suzanne Sunflowers, seen saying Samuel short. Sophia Sophronia, Spriggs stroll serenely. Seek some sequestered spot, some sylvan shade. Sparkling spring shall sing soul-stirring strains. Sweet songsters shall silence secret sighings. Super angelic selves shall. Sophia snickered, so Sam thought. Sophia, said Sam, solemnly. Sam, said Sophia. Sophia, stop smiling. Sam's short sincere. Sam's seeking some sweet spouse, Sophia. Sophia stood silent. Speak, Sophia, speak. Such suspense speculates sorrow. Seek, sire, Sam, seek, sire. So Sam sought Sire Spriggs. Sire Spriggs said Sutton. Mean ept roy, ept mean neoi, ept mean gras. Klugen keine kreizen, keine krokodile.
Pneumano ultramicroscopics illicolocanoconiosis. If you cross a course cross cow across a crowded cow crossing, cross the cross course cow across the crowded cow crossing carefully. Betty bought some butter, but, said she, the butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make the batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my bitter batter better. So she bought some better butter, better with the bitter butter, put it in her bitter batter, made her bitter batter better. So't was better. Betty bought some better butter.
Kids, never do tongue twisters, okay? Listen to the doctor. But I'm going to do them anyway. Pneumano ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Ooh. Something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug. Although, theatrically, it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old thug thought of that morning. To sit in a solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in a solemn silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. A dull, dark dock, a lifelong lock, a short, sharply shock, a big black block. To sit in a solemn silence in a pestilential prison and awaiting the sensation from a cheap and chippy chopper on the big black block.
Kids never do tongue twister, okay? List to me because I'm a doctor, but I going to do then anyway. silence in a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers from Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? I wish to wish the wish you wish to wish, but if you wish the wish that witch wishes, I won't wish the wish you wish to wish. There was a fisherman named Fisher who was fished for some fish in a fisher, till a fish with a grin pulled the fisherman in. Now they're fishing the fisher for Fisher. To sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. A dull dark dock, a lifelong lock, a short sharp shock, a big black block. To sit in solemn silence in a pestilential prison and awaiting the sensation from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke's ducks likes lakes. Luke Luck licks lakes. Luke's ducks lick lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes. Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck takes licks in lakes ducks like. How much wood could Chuck Woods woodchuck chuck? If Chuck Woods woodchuck could and woodchuck would, if Chuck Woods woodchuck could and woodchuck would, how much wood could and would Chuck Woods woodchuck chuck? Chuck Woods woodchuck would chuck, he would as much as he could, and chuck as much wood as any woodchuck would if a woodchuck could and would chuck wood. Out in the pasture, the nature watcher watches the catcher, while the catcher watches the pitcher who pitches the ball. Whether the temperature's up or whether the temperature's down, the nature watcher, the catcher, and the pitcher are always around. The pitcher pitches, the catcher catches, and the watcher watches. So whether the temperature rises or whether the temperature falls, the nature watcher just watches the catcher who's watching the pitcher who's watching the balls. Mow me, send me a toe. Me, mow me, get me a mole. Mow me, send me a toe. Fee me, mow me, get me a mole. Mr. Kister, feet so sweet. Mr. Kister, where will I eat? A tree-toad loved a she-toad who lived up in a tree. He was a three-toed tree-toad, but a two-toed toad was she. The three-toed tree-toad tried to win the two-toed she-toad's heart, for the three-toed tree-toad loved the ground that the two-toed tree-toad trod. But the three-toed tree-toad tried in vain. He couldn't please her whim from her tree-toad bower with her two-toed power. Then she toad-vetoed him. Susie, working in a shoeshine shop. All day long she sits and shines. All day long she shines and sits and shines, and shines and sits and shines, and shines and sits. Susie, working in a shoeshine shop. Tommy, toiling in a tailor shop. All day long he fits and tucks. All day long he tucks and fits and tucks and tucks and fits and tucks and tucks and fits. Tommy, toiling in a tailor's shop. There once was a man who had a sister. His name was Mr. Fister. Mr. Fister's sister sold seashells by the seashore. Mr. Fister didn't sell seashells. He sold silk sheets. Mr. Fister told his sister that he sold silk sheets to 6 sheiks. The sister of Mr. Fister said, "I sold 6 shells to 6 sheiks too."
If anyone says any more tongue twisters, they're going to jail because it's not good for you. Kermit, Spider-Man, the doctors, and Wolfie Wild Games. There are also some words that should not be said, like pneumino ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, hippopotomonstrossus quipedaliophobia, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, pseudo-hypoparathyroidism, flossinosinaialophilification, anti-disestablishmentarianism, honorific abilitatanitatibus, dichlorodifluoromethane, unimaginably. Wow, those were some really long words. Oh shit, I said a word. Well, as long as I didn't say. A skunk sat on a stump and thunked the stump stunk, but the stump thunk and the skunk stunk. Oh shit, I'm going to jail. I must run. Okay, it looks like I'm clear. Okay, kids, please don't say any tongue twisters or you'll end up in jail. Wait, are those cop lights? Oh darn. Well, see you guys when I get out.
Oh no, guys, we actually won! They caught us! We started a tongue twister virus! Everyone saying tongue twister, they caught us! We got to hide!
What's up? It's Jesus here, and Wolfie Wild Games wants me to forgive all the people that did the tongue twister, so you are all forgiven. And also, subscribe to Wolfie Wild Games for more amazing videos. And here, one last tongue twister. She sells seashells by the seashore. Bye!